The bench that waited for us. Every Sunday evening, Daniel Cooper, a 33-year-old musician, visited an old train station in Charleston, South Carolina. There was no train he needed to catch, no one he expected to meet. He simply sat on the same wooden bench with his guitar and played soft melodies as the sun disappeared beyond the tracks. Years earlier, his late grandfather had told him, "If you ever feel lost, go where your heart feels quiet." That bench became his quiet place. One chilly October evening, Daniel noticed a young woman sitting at the far end of the bench. She wore a long beige coat, held a sketchbook, and quietly drew the sunset. Neither of them spoke. When Daniel finished playing, she smiled and whispered, "Your music made the sunset look even more beautiful." He smiled back, "And your drawing probably made it last forever." Her name was Sophia Reed. She was a 29-year-old illustrator who visited the station every Sunday to sketch places that most people ignored. The next Sunday, Daniel returned. Sophia was already there. Without making plans, they slowly became part of each other's Sundays. Daniel played music. Sophia sketched. Sometimes they talked for hours. Sometimes they enjoyed the silence. One evening, Sophia handed Daniel a drawing. It showed the old bench beneath a glowing orange sky. On the corner, she had written, "Some places don't bring people together. They simply wait for the right two people." Daniel folded the drawing carefully and kept it inside his guitar case. As autumn turned into winter, they explored Charleston together. They watched boats drift across the harbor, shared hot chocolate in tiny cafes, walked beneath streets lined with glowing lanterns. Daniel wrote a new song. Sophia filled an entire sketchbook with drawings inspired by him. One snowy morning, Sophia received unexpected news. A famous art gallery in Paris offered her a 1-year residency. It was the opportunity she had dreamed about since childhood, but accepting it meant leaving Charleston, leaving Daniel. The night before her flight, they returned to the old bench. Sophia looked at him with tears in her eyes. "I don't know what tomorrow looks like." Daniel gently took her hand. "I don't need tomorrow. I just need one promise." She smiled. "What promise?" "No matter where life takes us, meet me here again 1 year from today." She nodded. "I promise." 12 months passed. Every Sunday, Daniel still played his guitar on that bench. People stopped to listen. Some smiled, some cried, but he never missed a single week. Exactly 1 year later, just as the sun began to set, he heard familiar footsteps behind him. Sophia stood there, holding the same sketchbook. She walked closer and placed it in his hands. Inside was one final drawing. It showed the old bench, 2 people sitting together, and beneath it were the words, "Home was never a place, it was always you." Daniel closed the sketchbook, reached into his jacket, and pulled out a small velvet ring box. He smiled. This bench waited long enough. He knelt on one knee. "Sophia Reed, will you spend every sunset beside me?" With tears in her eyes, Sophia whispered, "I've been saying yes since the first song." As the evening train slowly passed them behind, Daniel slipped the ring onto her finger. The station grew quiet once again, but this time, the bench wasn't waiting anymore. It had finally brought 2 hearts